Okay, what's up? So there's a little update on the 7th Gen Civic. I forgot what I was doing. My brain just died. The 7th Gen Civic exhaust swap. So part of the exhaust swap that you're gonna have to do if you're changing from the LX to the EX version is you're gonna need to find these little mounts, because these things are stock on the EX, but they're not on the LX. The reason you're gonna have to find these is because this stock mount that covers the oil pan right here, along with the bolts, it is going to be touching the exhaust right there, the downpipe. So you need to find these little brackets, because if you don't have these brackets and you still have this on there, you're not going to be able to get the exhaust to actually clear the bracket and to perform the whole setup. Because if you actually bolted down the exhaust, it'd probably bend because it touches the bracket around like here. It literally just bumps it instantly as soon as you like get it close to bolting up. So you definitely have to get these. They're stock to the EX, and where they go, oh my god, if I can get underneath here. And I have the new aluminum oil pan. I'm sorry, I'm like extra close. The new aluminum oil pan for the EX. That actually sounds way better. But originally the stock bracket, it wraps around the steel oil pan, basically like in a U fashion. It goes from like up here all the way around here to this bowl right here, and I think, yeah, and this one right here. So these are going to be empty. These are going to be, well, no, this one's going to be empty going forward. There's nothing going to be anything there, but you don't really need anything there now. You're going to need these two little brackets that, like I said, are stock to the EX, and one of the bolts just fell out. But what they do is they bolt into the oil pan right here, and I'm sorry, I'm doing this one-handed and with my freaking crappy iPhone 13 mini, but I just want to show y'all because I had to do a lot of research to figure out exactly what I was supposed to do with this, and the holes do match up, luckily. So the swap is possible. I mean, other people have done it, but a lot of people have not mentioned this part. And I'm also doing this on an automatic, by the way. I don't have a manual. This is an automatic. I don't know if the brackets actually look different on a manual, because the EX Civic that I found this on was also an automatic. You're probably gonna have to go to a scrapyard to find these. I don't know what these brackets are called or what they are in particular, but more than likely you're gonna have to go to a scrapyard and salvage them from another beat up EX Civic if you want to do this conversion, because I don't see any other way to actually get the exhaust to clear. Now there is another option. I'm sorry, again, y'all are just seeing a bunch of nonsense, but look at the new headers. They look great. They're wrapped. It's pretty cool. They're flash arc headers. I'm not trying to make this perfect or anything like that, but you know, I just want this to be cool for one, and sturdy, and that's not gonna work. I could do it like this though. Okay, I can't do it like that. Never mind. Wait. Okay, there, it's in. So, and I know I didn't bolt everything else down that needs to be bolted down, but I'm just giving you a rough example of like how this should look whenever you do it. And I'm actually missing a bolt, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I am missing a bolt. Yeah, so on the stock EX where I found these little brackets, the bolt right here was missing, so that's one thing less that I have to worry about, but I do need to find one to replace it. So get these brackets so that your exhaust can actually clear the oil pan, because that big bracket that's right there, it sticks out so far it can't clear the oil pan. So you are gonna have to like change out the oil pan, and also when changing out the oil pan, there's actually apparently there's no gasket for the aluminum oil pan. Apparently you don't need a gasket. So I will update you if that is actually not true and you do need a gasket. But you definitely do need some gasket maker or RTV, oil resistant RTV, to put on there. Make sure you go all the way around. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, and then I'm going to more than likely put some more just like around the edges of this stuff, just to make sure it's sealed up the right way. But you do need to put some type of like sealant or RTV on there. You can kind of see it in there. You can kind of see a lot of it actually. But yeah, so if you're doing an LX exhaust to EX exhaust swap, you do need to get different headers. You could also get the long tube flash shark headers, which actually do match up to the same size as the LX stock LX exhaust manifold, and it will clear the oil pan. It will bring you about like down here, and it will clear the oil pan, this steel oil pan. However, the problem you're also going to run into again is if you want this thing to be EPA compliant, your catalytic converter will not be on there, because the stock LX, I think I still have the pipe somewhere. You can probably see it. I'm not trying to like just orient. The stock LX pipe does not have a catalytic converter. It's literally just a pipe that goes all the way down there to the resonator and the muffler. Just a straight up pipe. There's no catalytic converter on it whatsoever. The EX has the catalytic converter on the downpipe like most cars typically do. So that is also something you need to consider. But Flash Shark does have long tube headers that will clear this. I just don't think it's worth it to do it whenever you're gonna have to come over here and quite literally, you know, find some way to like get a catalytic converter on the stock pipe. You may as well just get a new downpipe, get the short tube headers, get the new oil pan, especially since, like, you know, this is aluminum and it's a lot more durable to last a lot longer. It's also bigger. This section right here on the oil pan is bigger, so the oil capacity of the car is going to increase, which can be a good thing, I guess. That's a plus. But yeah, biggest thing, make sure you find these little brackets, because I tried to do this with that stock one on there and I was like, wait, why does my stock oil pan not have bolt holes and this one does? What's going on with that? And there's no actual video out there that I've seen that like talks about these little brackets, like, and how important they actually are for doing a swap like this. So just informing you guys so y'all know. I'm sorry about the plane, you know, it's Houston. But yeah, just informing you guys so that y'all know and y'all don't have to waste time like I did, and you can have everything ready to go and do the job like probably all in one day, because this is really not that hard to do. But that's all I got for you today.